Powerful queen, beautiful thing, follow your dreams, yeah. It's not what they say, but what they need, follow your dreams, yeah. Anything you put your mind to, if you believe, gotta believe. Anything you put your mind to, gotta believe, yeah. If you believe, yeah. Gotta believe, yeah.
They say humans are social animals. They can't live alone.
How has school altered your relationship? I think for us, we've only known each other in school. So, like, we met in grad school. So we were in school and at that time, and then coming to professional school now. How would you say it altered it? Just the distance, I guess. It created some distance. We were in grad school together. Now we're in med school and in dental school in different places. So, a lot more video calls and
yeah, I mean,
just make it shake.
Right. I mean, also too, it's also with our limited time. It's made us really, I guess, cherish the times that we do get to spend together or even talk to each other.
Yeah.
So I mean, that brought us closer, I feel like.
Yeah.
So, how has school altered our relationship? I don't really think it's really altered our relationship in a sense. Maybe the distance, but I mean, since I met him, I've always been in school.
Yeah, we always been in school. We always been distant, so
yeah. So
it ain't really just affected anything. It's something we kind of got used to.
Right. Yeah. So undergrad at UC Austin, my master's in Mississippi. He was still in Texas. UC Austin was a little different because he was from Austin, but went to school somewhere else. And then now I'm here at Tufts for dental. And I mean, it's still hard as far as like the distance or
yeah. Trust. It's a big thing. It's a big thing. You just gotta know who your partner is at the end of the day. Like, again, trust, communication, balance.
Right.
How has school altered your relationship? We met while I was in school, so it's kind of been the same the whole time. We did meet in summer when things were a little bit slower, a little bit easier. So I think when fall picked up, we had to make some adjustments, but I don't think it's altered our relationship too much, and he's in school as well. So we spend a lot of time studying together and trying to plan our schedules accordingly. So we have time when we study, we have time when we just get to spend with each other, we have time when we go out and be social, so I don't think school itself has really changed our relationship much.
So the fifth question is, how has school altered your relationship? It has helped us become more patient. We've learned a lot more about each other because both of us are in school and we're both dealing with the long distance. So we've had to deal with our own sets of struggles as well as being there and being supportive of each other. So when we were closer together, it wasn't as rough, even though it still was challenges and things like that. But, school is just adding an extra layer of, I have to deal with so much stress outside, and then I had to come in and try to fight to make sure that our relationship works as well. So
I agree.
How has school altered your relationship?
Don't give me a mental.
Perks of being finished. I think it's altered our relationship by, the long distance thing, because if I wasn't in school, I'd be in Florida with him doing, I'm pretty sure I'd be working. But so school has made us be in a long distance relationship, and then like, so we have a lot of projects and exams, so it's not like I could leave whenever, because I always have things to do, so probably gotten in the way of the amount of time we could spend together.
What if this is not recording? Sorry.
Oh, that'd be some stuff. I'm sure it's recording. It's recording. It's recording.
High school altered your relationship? I think,
Kind of just
yeah, that's
touched on
kind of
that.
what we
Pretty
touched
much,
on
you know,
that.
we spend a lot of time together. We work together on a lot of projects. It's good because, let's say, like someone's good, let's say at kind of organize, like Bobby is really good at organizing things and, you know, kind of like looking ahead. I'm more of a, I do things as they come along. So we kind of like merge those two things and kind of come up with you know, good planning, good kind of seeing what we have to do for dental school. It's just, that's how it's altered our relationship.
I think it's challenged us in a way that we kind of figure out what each other is good at and help each other in the same way because we're able to, because we're on the same path.
Mm-hmm.
And I think especially like he was saying, when it comes to school, you know, when it comes to more like the academia side is something that I am more like plan things out or whatnot, and for him, he has really good hand skills, and when we're in pre-clip,
Thank you. I don't know. But
no, but like when we're in pre-clip, like he teaches me a lot, and like, you know, vice versa. So I think it's a good
you
balance.
teach me two things.
Yeah, but I think
It's alright.
in that sense, it's a good balance.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
Next question. How has school altered your relationship?
That's a good question. It has tested our relationship. It's tested our marriage, I would say, for me personally, mainly because when we first started dating, we were together nonstop. We never went anywhere. Get that out your mouth.
Thank you.
We went everywhere together, did everything together.
Don't eat that, baby.
When I went to Mississippi, we were apart for a year and a half, and that was difficult.
Yeah, that was right.
And we said that we wouldn't do this apart again. So we came up here together and we decided to finish it together. And so I would say graduate school has kind of prepared us for what was to come. So we kind of knew, but dental school has kind of altered our relationship from the fact that it's so busy. But the difference is we have now a child in the mix as well. So dental school has altered it, but it's just made things much more busy. Because of that, I have to sacrifice many times spending time with my daughter and spending time with my wife when I want to. This past week, I'd say I saw them twice when they were awake. So it's been difficult, but it's tested our relationship. But in a sense, it's allowed us to communicate better, to learn about each other better, both when we're together, but also to learn about each other when we're apart. So even though we're only a couple miles away.
Yeah, I say it's definitely got us into the Bible a lot more.
Yes.
Chris has his scriptures ready to go. He prays before every exam, before he studies. You know, we say our prayers together every night. If he catches me while I'm awake, it's definitely a test of faith, a test of your dedication, a test of your strength, because it takes a lot.
I don't think a lot of people would be willing to go through the things that my wife goes through for the sake of my success, but most importantly, our future, our success. So I praise her constantly when I can because of that.
Endurance, key.
Yeah, definitely the case.
Okay. All right. What sacrifices have you had to make?
Ooh. I'm still working on the sacrifice, but I guess being less selfish, because yeah, my first year I kind of had him I want to say like to myself, because this is his first year, coming into his first year, so it'll be just me being less about me and more about him, I guess, because he'll be coming into his first year and just understanding that he's in that introductory phase and just kind of coming into something new in his life and being there for him like he was for me during my first year.
Yeah, I think the sacrifices I've had to make kind of are similar, but just in the sense that I've had to really just be any and everything that she needed, whether I was a counselor, whether I was I wouldn't say a punching bag per se, but just someone to help relieve like that kind of stress in that sense, and take all that. And then I would say a lot of my free time to helping her, not that I didn't want to do it, so it's not like I'm saying that she forced me to, but like my free time to help her study when I wasn't at work. So kind of doing that, trying to help her out, I guess, will be some stuff that I've had to sacrifice.
Yeah, and I think that it's also important to say that I tried to do my best to make sure that he wasn't my punching bag, and I would say that to him, like, even if I was like upset about something, like, I'm not taking this out on you, I don't want to take this out on you, I need a minute, because I don't want you to be my punching bag, because you don't deserve that. So also kind of not using that as like a scapegoat, like I'm stressed and you're here, so you're my punching bag, because that's not okay.
So what sacrifices have we had to make?
Move to Mississippi, move to Tufts.
Yeah, again, it's the distance.
Cancer.
Yeah, he was diagnosed with cancer.
What else?
2017. So those sacrifices, as far as me being in grad school when he got diagnosed, that was really hard because I ended up graduating a semester after. Yeah, I was supposed to graduate December 2017 with my master's, but didn't get it until May 2018. With him being diagnosed was really hard because I was 8 hours away and then having to drive back and forth.
That's why I ain't got my locks no more.
What sacrifices have you had to make? There's definitely things that we can't do because I'm in school and because he's in school as well. It's hard sometimes seeing your friends the same age, being able to go out all the time and spend a lot of time together when they're in relationships, and definitely it's a little bit different when you're in professional school. So I think that's a sacrifice we both had to make, knowing that, you know, some of our date nights are 9 o'clock at night. When we're done studying, we watch Netflix and order takeout. But definitely a necessary sacrifice, and it's worked pretty well.
What sacrifices have you had to make? So many. Well, I guess I can say, like even things that I do in Mississippi, like if I would want to go out to the movies, if I just want like a date night, you know, I have to wait months, you know, to have that special time with my boyfriend, you know.
I guess it's just, you know, you see other people with their significant others around and things like that, and you just know that you're up here for a specific reason, or you're in the place that you are for a specific reason, and the sacrifices come into play where you don't get to see your significant other, you know, that often. I know with us, I mean, it might be, 4 times out of the year, and it's kind of like major holidays like Christmas, maybe Thanksgiving. We try our best to like make time, but I mean, it's hard. Like, you make those sacrifices of not seeing each other in person. So I think that's really, really huge.
What sacrifices have you had to make?
Is it really sacrifices? I mean,
I don't think we've had to make any.
I don't know, like flying here to just see you, it shouldn't mean to, you know,
Yeah.
see you, it's pretty normal to me. That's not sacrifices.
Yeah, I don't think we consider our flights back and forth sacrifices. I don't think we consider anything we do in our relationship sacrifice because we choose to be with each other. So if we're choosing to be with each other, we're choosing to put in the work, and if that involves flights, long FaceTimes, I don't know. I don't think we've had to sacrifice anything.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, my job is pretty flexible, so if I want to flight, so I just tell that to my director, and then they'll just be like, okay, do what you got to do. So maybe if my job was a little bit more straight, then I could see like flying and be like, okay, but it's not really like sacrifices. It's more like, I want to fly tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'll tell my director, look, listen, I gotta go. I can work on the road. That'll be good.
So, no sacrifices.
What sacrifices have you had to make?
I don't know. I don't know if we've had to make any sacrifices.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, so I mean, I feel like if pertain to two people in a relationship that are in dental school at the same time, in the same school, in the same class, I don't think we've had to make big sacrifices. Just in general, the sacrifices of a dental student.
I think for us in general, it's like kind of the advancement of a relationship is not really possible because we are both, you know, in school. It's kind of knowing that commitment, like for the next 4 years, we're going to have to be studying.
3 years.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, but 4 years total, you're going to be studying, right? And you're not going to be working, making money, things like that.
Right.
So like just knowing that that's going to take time for things to progress.
Yeah, anything that's...
What roles? Oh damn, it was zoomed in.
All the way?
I have no idea. Let's just keep going at this.
Okay.
All right, next question. What sacrifices have you had to make? All.
This is, as I said before, this is the season of sacrifice. So, a lot of sacrifices. I sacrifice on a daily basis. She sacrifices on a daily basis. We want to spend time with this little bundle of joy all the time, but because I know I've got things coming up, yeah, can I have that? Because I know I have things coming up, I have to sacrifice spending time with my family,
Thank you, baby.
doing things with my family, and sometimes weekends when I have quote unquote free time, all just to make this thing work. So we sacrifice it all, but we also know our end goal and our end game in terms of what we're trying to accomplish.
Yeah, it's worth it in the end. Leaving Houston, we had to sell our house.
She had to leave her job.
I had to leave my job. Love my job. Motherhood in and of itself is a sacrifice. Camille requires every part of me and every part of him. And because he's in school most of the day, the weekends we try to reserve for just us. Sometimes second year especially, he has to go in on the weekends because he has a project due or he has to study for an exam. Like, it's rough. So the Bible definitely keeps us grounded. Talking to each other keeps us grounded. She keeps us grounded. And we know that at the end of the day, all of this is going to be worth it. And we can, you know, get a new house. I can get a new job. And we'll be fine at the end of the day. Sorry, Angel.
Would you like some blueberries?
So what roles have you had to play for each other during this relationship?
During this time.
I mean, I think, yeah, but I think this is kind of like continuing on from that last point, being a counselor, being an advisor, being a study partner, all right, being
my preacher, my pastor, child.
Even being, you know,
my cleanup man when you come by.
Yep. So, I mean, really any and all.
My sugar daddy.
Yeah, but
if I'm hungry.
I'm still broke, though, so I'm not really per se. You know, I got some coins to throw, but I ain't got no bills yet. You know. But, yeah, even, you know, being a butler, a massage therapist.
Amen.
I mean, whatever she really needs, that's the role I gotta do, you know?
And vice versa. So, yeah.
So, what roles have you had to play for each other during this time?
Like
just that support system again.
Yeah. If you want to say that, it's just the big thing is just the support thing. Like, everybody have good and bad days, like, but if you don't got that support system, you ain't got really nothing. So at the end of the day, support.
Yeah.
What roles have you had to play for each other during this time? We've definitely helped each other out a lot. I think since meeting him, dental school has only gotten easier, honestly, because when I have a big test the next day, he'll make dinner, he'll take care of the apartment and house, and he's really taken care of me a lot. And I do the same thing for him when he has a big test or he has a lot going on at work. You know, we're just there for each other and we help each other out. And definitely a unique role. It's not something, you know, that's as common when you're both just in the working world. And get to come home and relax together. But we've both taken on those roles, I think, really well. And I know that he's been fantastic every time I've had any type of a test or any big projects coming up. He's always there for me.
What roles have you had to play for each other during this time? I know a role that she's taken on for me is, I mean, she's my confidant. I can talk to her about anything. I try to, at least. She's always there to keep my head straight. I mean, it's being in school, like I said before, is definitely a struggle. If you're going about it alone, it's really, really hard. And I don't think anybody should just embark on it, like, just, you know, by themselves. So having someone you can, you know, talk to when you need to talk to somebody, someone you can trust with, you know, your deepest feelings and things like that is really, really important. What about you?
I agree. Another role that I believe I had to play deals with doing manly things around the home.
Yeah.
Because I have no one else to do those things, so I just have to do them. Like cutting the grass and, you know,
and I guess that would
repairing things.
I guess that would fit like a sacrifice as well, that I'm not able to help you with those things, you know, being up here in Boston. So
what roles have you had to play for each other during this time? I think that he has had to be very supportive, like almost my cheerleader sometimes, because sometimes I just don't want to do anything. So he's like, okay girl, you need to get to work.
Oh, what was the question?
Wow, what roles have you had to play for each other?
Where do I start? Secretary. First of all, you be out here telling me, look, hey, remind you of this, like I'm serious. That's fine too. During the exams, like she says, I have to be like, hey, look, listen, you got this. I know it's a lot of work, but we might be able to move some stuff around if you spend an hour here taking some time off, I don't know, blow up some steam at the gym and then come back at it later on. You know, I try to actually just, you know, anything that I could, you know, say to motivate her. Yeah, I mean, I guess all of that fall under the umbrella of being supportive.
But you a secretary?
Huh?
You're a secretary?
Yeah, I mean, because you just be like, remind me of this, and I'm just like, all right, let's do this. But when it comes to taking trips,
okay.
When it comes to taking trips, if it requires
I'm
driving,
the secretary.
if
I
it
plan
requires
everything.
driving,
All you do is
I'm the
drive. I
driver.
plan the trips. I find the ideas. You know.
we usually wing it most of the time, but she should be the one who should just be like, we need a trip in such and such month.
I think it.
This is where I'm thinking. Yeah. So
I think we're both supportive of each other, and we both play the secretary role.
mainly her, but it's cool. I do the thing related to school. I do the planning
I'm
related to
supportive
school.
of you.
Huh?
I'm supportive of you when you're stressed out with work and people not doing what they're supposed to.
Yeah.
I have to hear you vent. Don't make the people.
That's required.
You make the people look like I'm a bad girlfriend.
That's what
I'm amazing. Okay.
That's purely coincidence. You are amazing. Yeah, she's amazing.
Thank you.
Yes,
Do it
purely
one
coincidence.
more time.
Yes,
Okay.
What roles have you had to play for each other during this time?
That's a good question. I know for me personally, this semester has been a lot in terms of having exams back to back, and you know they were a lot more challenging exams, and I think that like the role he has played in my life has been like, you know, the support system there, always encouraging me, and you know, even if I get like a bad grade on an exam, you know, like motivating me to like keep going. So I think
Same deal.
Yeah.
Definitely. Just be each other. Be there for each other when someone has like a bad day.
Or a bad day in pre-plan.
Yeah, bad day in class or whatever.
Broke your temp.
Yeah.
Next question. Sorry. What roles have you had to play for each other during this time?
Alice has been the superwoman on this aspect. There's been times where I forgot to take out the trash, or times where I forgot to pay a bill, something. She has truly been kind of the glue to us, especially when school's requiring so much that I'm not really able to always get to other things in a timely manner, because life still goes on, and a lot of times school doesn't seem to care about that, and that's fine. But I answer the question.
Yeah, I pretty much hold it down.
That's, in short, that's pretty much what happens.
Hold it down.
What situations arose that you couldn't have possibly prepared for? You want me to take this one?
Yeah, go ahead.
I think situations that arose that we couldn't possibly prepare for was like me and like family issues, or like deaths in the family, or my grandpa being sick, or just different family issues that I had going on top of school. And like I always tell people, life does not stop around you just because you're in school. So there's a lot of stuff that came up unexpectedly that I had to deal with on top of school, that like he was the only person I really had to turn to at that time. So I think that he played like a major role in that, and kind of getting me through some things. And that was, very unexpected, because we thought like, okay, well, it's just gonna be studying and it's just gonna be this, but there's no way to prepare for like just certain things that may come about.
Right.
And we haven't had your big issue in school yet, so.
Not yet. Thank the Lord. Amen.
Yeah, not yet.
Yeah.
So, what situations arose that you couldn't have possibly prepared for?
Cancer.
Yeah, for sure. Very healthy, so fun. He's played on many different levels. He played college football, arena league football, NFL for some time, and it came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I definitely wasn't prepared. I just noticed something different we would go to sleep at nighttime and he would cough even more harder. But then I would notice that it would go away during the day when he was upright, walking around. Of course, he's hard-hit. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead and say that.
Yeah, I kept telling him he needed to get it checked, and he was like, babe, I'm taking allergy medication. It's just my allergies, it's my sinus. Well, he finally went to the doctor. He ended up having walking pneumonia. After they drained everything, he got the antibiotics and everything else, they found a mass.
Never forget that day.
A mass in his chest between his heart and lungs. Yeah. And then
I think it was when they found the mass, I ended up passing out.
Right. A few weeks later.
Not a few weeks. Wait. So I ended up passing out on Tuesday when I found out. So I found out on Friday. I passed out on Tuesday. I had to go into the hospital Tuesday. So Wednesday.
Later that night.
Yeah. So woke up. I was in the hospital.
Stayed a week.
Stayed till Tuesday. Next Tuesday.
Yeah, a week.
So stayed a week. So within that time, I got diagnosed with stage 2 non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. Stage 2.
Hodgkin's, baby.
No, it's non-Hodgkin's.
Right.
Non-Hodgkin's.
It's Hodgkin's.
Whatever. So, like I said, it was stage 2 at that time. With getting everything situated with doctors, the whole plan situated with was like 2 weeks, and then when I went back to the doctor to do my first do the first round of chemo, I was at stage 4, cold blue. Cold blue means I can't move, can't breathe, I can breathe, but just I gotta breathe normally. If I breathe normally, sneeze. If I don't breathe normally, sneeze, or any type of sudden movements, I can die like right there on the spot. So, at that.
And this was because of the placement of the mass where it was, right between his heart and lungs. That's the most important thing.
Yeah, at that time it was the size of bigger than a bagel, so it's probably like a grapefruit, about high, but you wouldn't see or could tell because it was just on the inside. So I would look just like this, but be a walking bomb. So at the end of the day, I was kind of rambling, kind of got off topic, but yeah, that part.
What situations arose that you couldn't have possibly prepared for? I think the whole relationship was a situation neither of us were really prepared for. We're both really independent people, and we both had a lot going on when we first met. So we definitely had to, mend our lives and change some things when we met. But it was a great situation and a great surprise for both of us, I think.
What situations arose that you couldn't have possibly prepared for?
Him moving to Boston.
I mean, I guess that is the biggest part of the situation. Yes. In our relationship, it's not that we started talking and knew that I was going to be moving to Boston. I mean, that was just a decision that came. It was the best option for me, I believe. I mean, it's worked out so far. But yeah, I mean, that's just that, as well as just the financial aspect of getting to actually travel, take flights, see each other. I think that's something that, even though if you try to save up, like, it's still hard to plan for because you never know how those prices and things will change. So that's the tough one.
What moment confirmed for you that this was the person you wanted to go through this with?
What you got?
Well, it's, I guess, several moments, but every time I call you, you come through for me. Every time I have an issue, he's there.
I guess.
Yeah.
I try to be. Moment-wise, like she said, it's really a collection of moments, big and small. It's not just, you know, just one set time where I was like, oh yeah, you know. It's the continual, I got your back, even when we have big arguments and things like that. Just being able to say, you know what, we're still going to stick with it. Because, I mean, we've had times where, you know, it's been really, really, really rough. And, you know, we decided together to keep pushing. And every time we decide to keep pushing, I mean, it seems like it gets better. At least it does to me. So.
And I just wanted to add, I realized the moment that he was like really, really serious about it was, I think, the year that we first met. It was Christmas, and you brought me that case necklace, a diamond necklace, and I gave him like a $5 gift because I wasn't sure, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I was serious, you know.
Yeah.
Like early on.
But it was like I wasn't sure. I was like,
well, I'm glad I was able to do something to make you sure.
But now I know, yeah.
What situations arose that you couldn't have possibly prepared for? Nothing.
Yet to arrive.
Yeah, we haven't had any issues in these almost 2-ish years of being together. Year and some change. I don't know. We haven't had any issues. God willing. Yeah, probably because of the distance. Yeah. So, because like the time we do spend together, like we're not trying to argue.
Fact.
Like we're not trying to get on each other's nerves.
Fact.
And the few times we have had like disagreements, because they weren't arguments, we got over them like really quick because we talked about it. So
distance. Guess it's a good thing
in this case. Distance helped. Now, if it was the opposite and we were like together all the time, I'm pretty sure like something would have came up.
It'll probably be like fighting the army of the death from Game of Thrones. I don't know.
He's dramatic. Okay.
What situations arose that you couldn't have possibly prepared for? Parenthood.
Yeah.
That, now while we planned Camille, however, I think we didn't think it all the way through, and as far as timing was concerned, because he hadn't gotten into dental school yet when we found out we were pregnant. So I guess that really doesn't matter then, huh?
I guess so. I mean,
we still weren't prepared for parenthood.
Yeah, and even when we were trying to prepare for it,
can't prepare for it.
You can't prepare for it. Just like with a lot of things, but as you can see, parenthood is a very unique type of thing. It's the most rewarding, sacrificing thing that I feel like the two of us have ever done in our entire lives.
Ooh, look at this.
And although we couldn't prepare for it, just like with anything else, you just learn to adapt. So, parenthood is definitely number one, and that's just for one child.
Seriously.